Hello everyone, I'm responding to Module 6. For Prompt 1, I think populism and populist leaders are explained to be almost like one of us, someone who really cares for the citizens and their needs. I think it is an approach taken to make ordinary citizens feel both seen and heard. I think one of the biggest reasons populism is so successful is because it tries to label politics as a moral issue by clearly stating the divide between people with power or elites and the people, allowing for one who considers themselves to be a populist leader to act as a middleman. The term populism and what it means gives some people a sense of security and even for some safety. It states in the article several times that populist leaders promise to fix these problems after explaining issues that ultimately affect the citizens at large. The article discusses public and private spheres and offers the point that these populist leaders breach that divide. For Prompt 2, I think there would be several and very large changes if we operated in the same way. I think it could have both a positive and negative impact, depending on how you look at it. I think it would be beneficial to make sure we have the appropriate person to handle a specific situation. The article gives information on the way these leaders work and the effectiveness. The people followed a leader only as long as they led appropriately. Fletcher mentions that much of the tribal government's work provides direct services to tribal citizens. The article states that the traditional ways of before are mostly gone, however, some have remained. For Prompt 3, I think white supremacy, and more specifically white nationalism, unfortunately continues to expand. I think people that fall into this category are starting to, and have been for a while, find ways to better cover up their identities so that they are unfortunately able to spew more of this hate out into the world. I think by using tactics like infiltrating different institutions to try and influence more people, they are expanding not only the group at large, but also their negative views and agenda. Overall, they are trying to find more ways to expand while making sure their identities stay covered and anonymous. The writers explain how these individuals found sanctuary on the internet, allowing them to live double lives, giving them the ability to be awful and speak such hatred while also still being able to live normal lives off of the internet and day to day. They're even attempting to rebrand while still maintaining the same beliefs in order to create a softer veneer for that racial hate. I have noticed in more recent years the way that these groups show up in public and at more random times and random places. Each time I have seen a video or picture of them walking in the street, it has been more people every time. I think it is also important to note that the vast majority of the people have their faces and even bodies as a whole covered, to again make sure their identities are sealed whilst being able to display their crazy negative beliefs. This makes it extremely uncomfortable and especially unsafe when these things happen. I personally do not feel like enough is being done and that more should be done in order to maintain the safety and well-being of everyone.